Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're diving into a really interesting idea. A bit of a paradox, actually. Why the people who have been through the absolute most often turn out to be the very best of us. So let's jump right in. I want you to think about someone you know. Maybe their sense of humor is, well, it's a little dark, right? But they're also the first person to notice when something's off with you, sometimes even before you do. Ring any bells? Well, while most of us just see a witty, super intuitive friend, psychology sees something so much deeper. It actually sees a survival masterpiece, a person who has been shaped, not broken, by everything they've been through. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go inside the minds of these incredible individuals. We're going to explore that amazing, almost magical process that can turn real pain into profound strength. Okay, so let's start with that first thing you always notice, the humor. We're calling this humor as armor because honestly, it's so much more than just cracking jokes. I mean, just think about it. For most people, when a crisis hits, it sends you into a total tailspin. But for this person, when their whole world decides to fall apart on a completely random Tuesday, their first instinct isn't to panic. It's to find the joke in it. And that's not them being insensitive, it's experience. Trust me, they've seen worse. And when you look at it this way, it just reframes everything, doesn't it? That humor isn't some kind of flaw, it's a shield. Every single one of those dark jokes is like this tiny little rebellion. It's their way of looking at all the things that tried to tear them down and saying, nope, you don't get to have power over me anymore. So where does this kind of strength even come from? Let's get into the science of it, because it's fascinating to see how this transformation actually works. This isn't just about bouncing back from something tough. It's about bouncing forward. There's actually a clinical term for this. It's called post-traumatic growth. And the most important part of that whole definition is this. It's not about just getting back to normal. It's a transformation that actually helps you reach a higher level of functioning than you had before the hard times even hit. And get this. This isn't some super rare thing that only happens to a few people. Look at this number. More than half of people who go through some kind of major trauma don't just recover. They experience this incredible kind of growth. I mean, what a testament to the human spirit, right? So here's the difference, and it's a really important one. We talk about resilience all the time, bouncing back, getting back on your feet. But post-traumatic growth, that's about bouncing forward. It's like you've been fundamentally rewired. You don't just go back to the person you were. You start operating on a whole different frequency. So, what does operating on a new frequency even look like? Well, this rewiring process, it often creates what you could almost call the superpowers of pain. So let's explore these amazing gifts that come out of all that struggle. Let's focus on two of the biggest superpowers that can come from this. The first is something called aggressive empathy. It's this almost overwhelming ability to feel what other people are feeling. And the second is a nearly foolproof radar for truth. Okay, first up, aggressive empathy. What does that even mean? Well, this quote just nails it perfectly. These folks, they don't just walk into a room and see the chairs and tables. They feel what's there. They can instantly read the emotional temperature of a space. And it goes so much deeper than that. Because they've become completely fluent in the language of pain, they can pick up on things that the rest of us just miss entirely, like the actual texture of a silence. They know if a quiet moment is heavy, or tired, or full of disappointment, often before anyone's even said a word. Okay, let's just shift gears for a minute. If any of this stuff is resonating with you, really hitting home on a personal level, if you are this person, then this next part is a message directly for you. You probably go through life feeling like a walking contradiction. You're the toughest person you know, but you're also incredibly tender. You're fiercely guarded, but you would give someone the shirt off your back without a second thought. And honestly, it can be a really confusing and sometimes lonely way to feel. So here's the truth you need to hear. Let's reframe this. First off, that feeling of being hypervigilant isn't a disorder. It's your finely tuned radar for the truth. Second, your dark humor isn't a character flaw. It is a real, legitimate, powerful survival tool. And third, and this one is so important, it is absolutely okay to grieve the person you were before the storm came through. I really want to leave you with this metaphor because it's just so powerful. Think of yourself as a lighthouse. You didn't become this beacon of light because your life was easy and calm. No way.
You became a lighthouse because you learned how to navigate the kind of storms that would have absolutely shattered anyone else.
And that's really the heart of it all. For anyone who has walked this path, please remember this. You didn't just survive what happened to you. You were transformed by it. You became poetry in motion.